Matching the puzzle pieces together. My parents were very excited to have me as their second child. I was born on a terribly cold winter day, which is ironic because I was a very happy and energetic child. I was shy and more reserved around kids I did not know at first, but the more I played with them, the more I warmed up to them and made friends. My sister was my best friend throughout these times. Although I was a well-mannered young child, I did spend a lot of time in timeout for getting on my parents' nerves. When it came to school, I was only put in timeout once. Being yelled at by my teachers scarred me forever, so I learned to be well-behaved around teachers and adults who took care of me. In my elementary years, I was above average in my cognitive development. I picked things up quickly. I was very creative and loved completing art projects. I also had a fond love of reading. I was a follower due to the peer pressure around me. I followed my group of friends' thoughts and didn't think on my own. I was very naive in these young years. I know my heart wasn't happy with some of the things I did, such as going along with the crowd. I found myself too shy to stand up and go against it at my young age. I was very introspective, intuitive, and introverted from a young age. I was always watching, observing, and taking in things. I was involved in soccer and volleyball in my elementary years, although this was very short-lived. My lack of competitive drive definitely comes from my lack of athletic experience in my younger years. Throughout my teen years, I often questioned who I was as a person. I let other people define me, and I was not very true to myself. Still to this day, I often regret my actions towards others in these years. I wanted to be appreciated and liked by my friends more than I wanted to be a nice person. I wanted the validation from the cool kids who, to be completely honest, were not cool at all. High school came and hit me like a brick. I changed drastically and came to the realization that it was not worth it being mean to people different from myself because they were some of the most interesting people once I gave them the chance. Ever since I hit my teenage years, my mom constantly reminded me of how important my reputation is. She said it is one thing people will most likely always remember about you. I always keep that with me to make sure I leave people with a good, lasting impression of me. I learned through my mom and taught myself that self-respect is one of the best things I can have for myself. High school was a constant battle of picking between good versus evil. I had to decide for myself if I wanted to make the good decisions because I knew I would better myself in the long run. The bad decisions I have made have left me with regrets. It took years of trial and error to know the friends and situations that brought me up or down, but I'm glad my maturity has brought me to realize I need to put myself before others sometimes and do what's best for me. My relationship has always been fairly good with my parents, but as a young teenager, I talked back a lot. I thought it was cool to be bratty and difficult with my parents, although I know I was just a nuisance. Thankfully, that was just a phase, and now I have a great relationship with them. My mom is one of my best friends who I can tell everything to. I have kept close relations with my friends from home too, because they are some of the best friends I have ever had. The transition from high school to college was something I needed to greatly branch out and meet new friends from different places. It helped me grow so much as a person and enabled me to delve into my independence. Another thing that helped me grow was employment. I got my first job as a sophomore in high school, and it was for a phone survey company, so it was not too exciting. Junior year, my best friend and I got a job at Dairy Queen. This job was the grossest job I have worked, but it was the funnest job I know I will ever have. I left every night with dried ice cream on my uniform, the stench of fast food, but always a smile thanks to my coworkers. My coworkers and I always considered ourselves one big messed up family because we always bickered but still joked around and knew we loved each other. They had completely different lifestyles, which really made me the much more open-minded person I am today. The stories they told baffled me and made me realize I lived such a sheltered life compared to them. Now I have an accepting openness for figuring people out and why they are the way they are. I think all of the little details and things that make us ourselves can be directly attributed to our backgrounds and life experiences. My next endeavor was nannying, which caused me to realize I am not good with children. It hurt me at first, but then I realized it's okay. There are other people out there with those talents, and that is just not me. I can use my talents and be good at something elsewhere. I am so thankful for most of my experiences in my teenage years because I truly learned to make the most of life situations. I have done a lot of growing and maturing throughout my years that have led me to the independent young adult I am today. I am very strong-willed and have a lot more confidence in college than I did in prior years. I am proud of who I have become. My years as a student have changed almost as much as I have as a person. In fact, I deem them to be ever changing. Today, I am much more into school than I ever was before. I think learning is so cool and finding your passion in something is so exciting. I love college because I am taking the most interesting classes, classes I actually want to attend and learn in. I pride myself that I am a good student simply from my own efforts. This shaped me to know I have to figure things out on my own to understand them. I am still putting the puzzle pieces together, and I think it will be something I will be figuring out for the rest of my life.